Hi, my name is Kit Collins. Welcome to Payne Park. We're in the Woodlawn neighborhood of Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and we're here in front of the mural that I completed this late summer and fall in Payne Park. The mural is comprised of 3 freestanding walls. I got my inspiration for this mural from the landmarks and sites and several notable buildings and structures around Pawtucket.
Began the project by taking my list of landmarks and places and spots around Pawtucket that I thought I wanted to include in the mural and just doing some loose sketches of all of them. Sketches got more finalized. I started doing cleaner and cleaner versions, going from thumbnails to sketches to more finalized designs. And this was also where I started picking my color palette and adjusting the color. Once the walls were primed, I transferred my designs onto the surface of the walls using a projector to project my actual drawings onto the surface of the wall, and then using a pencil to trace the outlines of all of them. During the first stage of painting, I was focused on blocking in my big colors, and that was the blue sky, the green grass, the blue river, the really big chunks of color, on top of which most of the detail would go. And my finishing step for each wall was outlining all of the shapes with a blue or black or sometimes silvery gray outline, and adding my last details. Now, to take a closer look at each of the walls, I want to start with the wall that's closest to the intersection of Randall Street and Jefferson Avenue and faces Jefferson Avenue. So this wall most prominently features the Armory building. In front of that in the foreground is the Gilbane Service Center building, which I learned about from the National Registry of Historic Places. The wall that is to the right of that one, so this one features the Leroy Theater, which is no longer standing. That's another historic building. A lot of green space, meant to reference Pawtucket's parks and open public areas, leading into the boat launch on the next wall. And so I put a lot of care into that bridge. It was one of the sites that I spent a lot of time at my site visit in Pawtucket. And I also gave a teeny little glimpse at the more recent second bridge built behind it. Flip around to the other side of this wall. Features the Slater Mill, and also a reference to the Pawtucket Falls, which are a really beautiful thing to go see, and also important historically. And in the lower right corner of this design is a structure that's meant to reference the Narragansett Longhouse that actually stands not in Pawtucket but in Charlestown, Rhode Island, because the Narragansett were the original inhabitants of what we now know as Pawtucket. This was my favorite wall to paint, though probably the most time-consuming. And so this wall is meant to be the biggest, kind of most directed spotlight on the Woodlawn residential neighborhood. I took a lot of inspiration from buildings, both residential and commercial, while also showcasing, again, the same kind of sense of fun and community foregrounded in front of these structures. And finally, for the last wall, so the high school is the focus of this part of the design, and then on the right side, kind of a nod to the commercial section of Pawtucket, businesses, small shops, kind of put there a little bit more generically, and then in the foreground again, a community scene, a nod to the thriving arts scene in Pawtucket.
we decided to flank the more illustrative part of the mural design with these chunks of bold color and space for more abstract shapes, like you see it here. In addition, this also gave us great opportunity to welcome some more input from local community members. So some of these blocks were actually left completely blank, so that folks from the community could come in and make their own mark inside of these mini canvases. The opportunity to work on this mural was such an incredible experience for me. It was challenging and rewarding in all the right ways, as all good mural projects should be. And I'd really like to thank everybody who made this possible within the city of Pawtucket and the funders of the project. I hope that these murals inspire people to come to Payne Park to check them out, to visit, and to enjoy the park in its entirety. Thank you.